I got my first pack of NYXL strings, never having heard of them, knowing nothing really about them. It's just like, hey, this is something new that's coming out. Can you give this a try and let us know what you think about it? I couldn't break them. I couldn't throw them out of tune. No matter what I do, those strings are always there for me.
Okay, so minimal gear, what are you using for amplifiers? I can see these four 412s, PV 6505s,
Yes.
and what is driving them?
Right now, for the so-called fly-in gigs, I mean, every guitar player pretty much knows what it is.
Sure.
We have all these festivals, and you have a tour like this. If I bring my Marshalls and Soldanos over here,
Yeah.
then that's impossible. Plus, it's tricky with all the tubes.
Sure.
So right now, I started using the Cortex.
Yeah.
And
They're great.
Willem and our front of house guy Raymond, we got together and we used the sounds from a custom-made Soldano that Mike Soldano made for me in the Whitesnake days. Marshall head that has been modded by my friend Peter van Wilden in Holland. He also worked on Eddie Van Halen's. He restored Eddie Van Halen's very first amp.
Oh.
But you know, because I'm in Holland, there's not. You've got over here. You got those great guys like Friedman, and
Sure.
well, he's the man, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and but I'm in Holland, and Peter has been working on my amps for a long time. Also does a great job, and so I got my modded Marshall and then that special Soldano.
So you modeled your own personal amplifier?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Well, that's actually what Willem and Raymond do, because I don't know anything about the stuff.
Okay.
I just,
well, good. You got the right guy on it. That's great.
I go by my ear. I go, that's what I want to hear. So today, when we changed the pickup on my Les Paul, the wee, it was a very emotional moment.
Yeah.
But it sounded a little different than, of course, than the original one. So Willem and I messed around a little bit with the tonal setting, and I think, yeah, I like it the way it is now. And the rest, I don't know. I'm not like a equipment geek is the word, I suppose. Which nothing geeky about it actually, but I mean, there's so much great stuff,
Right.
When I started out with Vandenberg, my amplifiers were heavily modified. Well, slowly but surely.
Sure.
I started out with a regular one, the first model with the Marshall, with the master volume.
Yes.
I go, wow, that saves 1 or 2 boxes already, and little leads that can break up and all that stuff. So then I met this guy who studied on the university where my dad was teaching, and he was a great guitar player, and he said, yeah, I can take a look at your amp, and he started putting more and more little tubes in it and effects loops and all the stuff. So the first tour I did with Vandenberg, no, both of them actually, supporting Kiss and Ozzy, I brought my stuff from Holland, and this with those amps. And Peter van Wilden, the guy I just talked about, he learned pretty much the whole amplifier thing. He worked together with John, the first guy, and they modded my Marshall. I don't think it's a very special modification. What he did do though, he rewired, because they're 1994 plexis, and he rewired them to hand wired, with all those little capacitors and stuff. And I'm already pretty impressed that I know that it's called a capacitor. and that definitely, all those little things make a difference in the tone and how fat it is and all the stuff. And those Marshalls sound great. So when I'm in Holland, I usually use those or my Soldano or something, because we can, when you're in Holland, you can take the stuff. And I got like one of those ISO cabinets.
Yes.
With a 200
Kinda
watt selection.
neat, right?
Yeah, man, it's great.
Yeah.
Girls like to sit on it for some reason because it vibrates a lot.
Right.
I don't know anything about that. But yeah, it does. But you don't really hear anything. You know? It's great. You can crank up the Marshall as far as you like.
Right.
But for fly-ins, this is so perfect.
So the Cortex, and then right into the Seymour Duncan amps or powering.
Yeah.
Power station on the stereo it is.
Yeah.
Power station, the Seymour Duncan power
stage. Yeah.
Power stage. And
really great.
Yeah, and you have 2 of them in case one goes down, like a backup.
I would be surprised if one goes down because, but you never know.
There's nothing to go wrong. I mean, it's
that's why we're using 2 Cortexes, because it takes a while to reboot them if the power goes off, clock.
Right.
So Willem can switch to the other one
Right.
right away.
And you've never been a real heavy effects guy, but so far everything is just right on that. You have no pedals in front of or anything like that.
No, because yeah, I've always been a purist. You know, what we use is a rhythm sound, the lead sound, which is just basically a little boost.
Yeah.
Same sound basically, and then a clean sound. It's got a little bit of chorus, a bit of delay, and a clean-ish sound that also has the stuff. But that's what I've always done, you know.
Yeah.
So this thing has a zillion possibilities, but for me it's intimidating.
Yeah.
And
So you got clean and dirty.
that's it. That's it, you know. And
A million sounds, but you go with chocolate or vanilla.
yeah, that's true. You know, with all those pedal boards, I'm really impressed that guys do that, you know. But you have to be like what do you call it? Like a tap dancer basically to. You go like this, you know. I just want to play, and Willem switches when I go to the lead. Willem knows where it is, and he goes click, bam, boom,
And it's right there.
done.
Oh, great. Great.
Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be.